Hello everybody, Texas Man here. I hope you guys are all having a great day. If you guys would, please give this video a thumbs up. If you guys do really enjoy it, subscribe of course if you guys haven't already. Also, do me the biggest favor of all, make sure you guys hit the bell notification button so you guys don't miss out on future videos or streams here on the channel. And as always, if you guys have any movie, TV shows, or games you guys would like me to cover here on the channel, please let me know in the comments down below. And as always, we're going to be talking positives and negatives. Yes, I drank vodka. Truly vodka to watch this movie. I had a lot of vodka to get through the Marvels. Yes, I know this film came out in 2023, but now that it is officially out on Disney Plus, and because I didn't watch it when it came out in theaters, and I decided to wait for it to come out on Disney Plus because I just had no interest in watching the film, now I get to talk about it and all of its positivity and negativity, mostly negativity. I'm going to rip this movie to shreds. So, if you guys haven't watched the movie, this is your spoiler warning. Enjoy. So guys, The Marvels came out in 2023. It is on Disney Plus. You can also get it on digital stores, DVD and Blu-ray. And it is part of the MCU Phase 5. It's about an hour and 45 minutes long. It is rated PG-13. Do I really need to tell you guys much about this film? Going through my notes while I was watching this movie, the only thing that I actually enjoyed was Miss Marvel. And even her character in this film eventually just got annoying. Miss Marvel was decent, having her dreams come true of her fighting alongside, Captain Marvel and the rest of the Avengers team. That was the only thing in this film I enjoyed. There's not a single other character, plot, location. This movie truly is the jump off the ship point when it comes to the MCU. This movie required loads of my favorite alcoholic beverage, vodka, okay? Even talking about this film is going to give me a headache. There is so much cringe in this film. And the cringe level was already at a max of 10 out of 10. And then when you get to the singing planet, which by the way, if you've watched this movie, tell me for a fact, if you take the singing planet and completely remove it from the movie, tell me what changes with characters' plots or events happening on screen. Nothing. If you removed this planet where everyone is forced to sing, no one can talk except for one person. In order for any information to be delivered, you have to sing. If you remove that entire planet from the movie, nothing would change. And when you get to that singing planet, the cringe meter from 10 out of 10 goes to an 11 out of 10. Just instantaneously. Also, if you want to understand what is happening in this movie, not Captain Marvel 2, we're talking about the Marvels, by the way, you have to not only have watched Captain Marvel, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, the WandaVision show from 2019, the Secret Invasion show that came out a couple weeks prior before this movie was released, and the Miss Marvel show as well. If you haven't watched all that stuff, you won't understand this movie. Which I think is stupid and kind of funny because Kevin Feige, said that in order to watch a Marvel movie, you won't have had to have seen the Marvel shows on Disney+. Well, we know that's a lie because in order to understand what was happening in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, you had to have seen at least WandaVision. And now we're back to the problem where you have had to watch at least past 6-7 Marvel projects in order to understand the current one, which I think is stupid. Okay? It's just dumb. This film also is extremely generic. There is nothing original in here. It is by the books, just a gigantic CGI fest. And unfortunately, the CGI is horrifying. It is bad to look at. It looks completely undone. Speaking of cringe, the humor is super bad. I never laughed one moment at this movie. And the moments that I kind of was thinking about laughing was because of how cringy and bad the movie was. There's also no emotional connections. You don't care who lives. You don't care who dies. You don't care really what's happening on screen. The villain, Darth Bell, has no character background. She is extremely one-dimensional. She's just, a typical villain of the week. She could have been shoved into a kid's cartoon for a 20-minute episode and nothing would have been different. Completely forgettable. Won't remember them. The action sequences are awful, and the action sequences that are in this movie constantly are putting in plot holes to the film. The biggest one is that because of what's happening with Miss Marvel, Professor Marvel, and Captain Marvel, every time they use their powers, they're supposed to swap places. But during the final act of the movie, when they're using their powers to defeat Darth Bell, I know that's not a character name, that's what I'm calling her. When they're using their powers to defeat Darth Bell, they're supposed to be swapping places every time they use their powers, but they don't. I don't know when that happened, and I don't understand the logic behind it, but it's really annoying. They got these Kree special forces in the movie, and they're supposed to be trying to hunt down and kill Miss Marvel towards the beginning of the film. But these Kree special forces apparently are just getting their ass kicked by Miss Marvel's mom. They can't even defeat or capture a simple mortal. It's just dumb. Nick Fury has a subplot with cats. It's completely pointless and useless. You could have cut that out of the movie. You could have cut Nick Fury out of this film completely, and the film would have not been any different. The solution to the big gigantic ending, which is not Darth Bell, is that this black hole ripping the tear of space and time and reality shows up. And the character's solution to closing the black hole that's been punched open is to punch it some more and then travel to the other side. Someone's got to travel to the other side and close it from that end and get stuck in that reality. Bullshit. I'm sorry, that's not how black hole works. That's not how you do that. I'm sorry. And then the ending tries very hard, the ending credit scenes, tries to set up the Young Avengers, and it's also trying to set up this crossover where the X-Men are going to somehow come into the MCU. Don't flipping care. Okay? I'm sorry, guys. If you enjoyed this movie, the only saving grace about it is that you could watch this film with friends and family and destroy it. You can have a good time drinking liquor and rip it to shreds and just laugh at the stupidity of Marvel now. There is nothing in this film that is worth this movie's not really worth rewatching. This movie is somehow worse than the hilariousness of Spaceballs. At least Spaceballs was a parody. This movie is just stupid, but it's trying to take itself serious. And then when it's trying to be serious, it just comes off as stupid. It's like you can't have those two tones, mix them together as this film does, and think it's going to work. Because the sad reality of it is it doesn't. This movie is a dumpster fire. It is a trash chute. If I could have watched this movie in theaters, I would have added this to one of the worst movies of 2023. It is still one of the worst films that came out in 2023, which is why I'm giving it a 1 out of 10. It's everything in me to give it a 0, but at least you could watch this movie, destroy it into oblivion. I have seen a couple movies that I've given a 0 out of 10, by the way. Kamala Khan's character, for the first half or so, is kind of an interesting character. I like her. I think the actress is having fun with the role. But it does come a point where she just gets irritating. It's not even a guilty pleasure. It's just a Dumb and Dumber movie. And I can't recommend this film. If you haven't seen it and you're thinking about watching it on Disney Plus, do yourself a favor. Save yourself an hour and 45 minutes of torture. And, I don't know, rewatch the Percy Jackson show. Because at least that was entertainment. This is not entertainment. This is just complete, utter originality, boredom, and it felt like a movie that had to check boxes. And the movie felt like it needed to just actually come out because they didn't have anything else coming out for the period between Ant-Man and Quantumania and whatever else the next Marvel film is. Deadpool 3, I think. But it's like, you know, if you can't release something good, don't release it at all. That's my opinion. So, 1 out of 10. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree in the comments down below. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace out.